Good morning, Denizens, and welcome to episode 67. This is Coffee with Den. We meet up and we have coffee with people that are on Den, and that's where we are. Top of the morning to everybody out there. I've recently learned that is not how you say good morning in Ireland. I looked it up.
No.
The more you know. Juicy
morning,
J is
Alan.
up. Good morning to you, Juicy J. Let's juice it up. He needs some more coffee. What's up, everybody?
How
So,
do you say
John,
good morning in Ireland? You can't just say.
it's
"That's how I
like
do it," and
so.
then-
The thing is, I've been doing these little morning. Well, last week I haven't started it back up again this week, but I will. Last week I was doing these little good morning posts because typically I'd wake up, I have my coffee, I read the internet,
The whole thing, just like
the
me.
whole as much as I can anyway, right? So I read as much as I can while I'm having coffee, and I figured, well, if I'm doing that anyway, I may as well throw some links into some things that I was reading about. Maybe they're interesting to other people, and other folks could post what they saw, and we have a little running thread of sort of a current news in the coffee layer, right? Anyway, I started looking up how to say good morning in different languages because I figured, hey, we want to appeal to people all over the place. Let me say good morning in different native ways. And then it was St. Patrick's Day. So I was like, oh, perfect. Let me see. How do you say? And then I read all this stuff about how top of the morning to you is totally an American bullshit made up thing that everyone hates, except we don't know that they hate us. It's usually the case for Americans, right? And which led me to John's question of like, okay, well, how do I say it? Honestly, I can't pronounce that. I can't do it. I tried, but I understand now the Irish accent, like where it comes from, because the way that the words are formed and the way they're said, I'm just like, I'm never going to figure that out. My mouth doesn't make those shapes. Sorry. So anyway, there's how you say it.
I want to just be clear that saying good morning, you can't just say good morning. There's something else you have to say.
There's like other stuff in a different language. Sometimes it doesn't translate exactly the same. There's like a bunch of different. So they just say good morning because everyone speaks English over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's like a Gaelic way of saying it. Is that how you say it? Gaelic?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to offer. I'm just here for the lot.
So good morning.
40 minutes.
Get your 30 minutes in and get out.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, see, look at this. See, it's already working. It's already working.
Yeah. Earning your influence. You're an influencer. I am.
There it is.
The influencer. Listen, we got a pretty cool discussion today, I think. We got new layers. I think all of the layers are really interesting. That one, I'm really looking forward to yours. I am.
Thank you.
The umbrella promise.
So much.
And we'll talk about that in just a minute. So, I don't know how. Let's find out. Gravity Crab's with us for a minute.
Cool.
He's also building computers. So let's bring up. What's up, sir? We'll keep you muted until you're talking. So when the phone rings, you don't blast our eardrums out.
He even took the time to call me about that the other week to be like, hey, you want to rig up like a relay so when the phone rings, it automatically mutes you? I'm like, what if I just stay muted most of the time? How's that?
There you go.
Good work.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
I'm going to be able to hear y'all and be kind of back here being like a sim, essentially, doing my thing. And I'll just chime in when I hear something.
That sounds perfect.
Cool.
Good.
Because I miss y'all, and I'm not here as much as I used to be because I work my butt off now. So, yeah.
Cool. Go do the butt working.
Wait, hold on. Are you you're building computers today?
I have 2 motherboard swaps to do, and I've got a bunch of laptops to finish. So yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So you're not like dealing with customers, like somebody else is dealing with customers, and you're just like on build computer duty.
That's usually how it goes, but my coworker doesn't show up till about 10:30. But essentially, yeah, that's my whole day.
Okay, cool.
Just curious.
Sounds fun to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's great. That's why
when it's not frustrating.
Dave, come swap a motherboard for me.
We're not the coffee drones you're looking for.
The coffee drones I'm looking for. Oh God, where did I put my coffee? I have to find that. Carry on.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds cool though. I'd go there and just hang out and like learn how to swap motherboards if I was in Gainesville.
I wonder if he could monetize that and like offer it as a, you know how when you're at, I don't know if this is how it really is, but I've seen in movies where doctors like watch other surgeons operate to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
You could have a class at the shop. And
I don't understand. How do you change mothers? I thought, maternal.
Well, you got to get really bored with your own first. And that's the extent that I have a joke about it. I don't know. So
I like it.
That's good. It's good.
As you can see on your screen, if you're looking at it, if you're just listening, just pulled up Den, the Coffee with Den layer on Den.social. There's a link in there. It says join live at 9 Eastern, 8 Central time, and it says click here. I wanted to ask you guys a question. Well, one, I wanted to encourage anyone to click here where it says click here and join us. Pop in for a chat. But I was wondering this morning, what do you guys think? Should I? So there's two ways to make a link. This is the most important question of the morning. I can either say, for example, watch on Odyssey and then click here where you click as if it's the 90s. You know, whenever people put a link and said click here, when you didn't know how to use the internet, you had to build in instructions in the link. And I have a habit of still doing that. Or I could say watch or on Odyssey and have that the clicky part, which is, I feel like, normal. Which way should we do it? Should we have the instructional click here? Or should I actually make the word Odyssey the link? And
I'll tell you how I do
link.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just make the word Odyssey the link. That's way more modern. And most people get it these days. Den's already complicated as hell anyway.
That's fair.
I'm kind of figuring out where.
All right, so
you become Gandalf? You good there?
I don't know where to click. You got to tell me where to click.
You sound like every customer I have. Like, how do I set my homepage? It's like, damn it, Bill, I've told you 50 times.
He's got the same beard, like goatee, and glasses as my dad.
Oh my God.
I bet I'd like your dad. I bet I'd like you.
Dude, you and John's dad look way too similar now that I think about it.
John, my son.
If you two were in the same room, it would just be the two of you trying to talk over each other for like an hour.
It would be kind of awesome, actually. I would be down to watch that.
It'd be my dad trying to tell a joke and you trying to explain something, and then nothing would happen. It would be weird. But
so we got one vote. I'm sorry, two votes. So we got Hyperion Frequency and Gravity Crab say make Odyssey the link. We've got I am for I old is saying make it say click here because we need instructions built into the thing itself, right? It was just a joke. Sorry for calling you old. I feel like I don't know you well enough to call you old. I don't know.
I'm good with that.
And then John, what do you think?
So like here's what I do, and this is what I think you should do. All right. Both.
You think?
Yeah. I would do it so much and make that the joke. I'd be like, watch on Odyssey, and then like have that be a hyperlink, and then click here be a hyperlink, and then after that have the HTML like web address as another one that's also a clickable link.
Okay.
So if you can't fucking figure out how to watch this. Also, I think it's funny that somebody did it 3 times just in case.
So I'll say watch. Okay, watch is itself a link.
Oh no.
And then on Odyssey is a link, right? To the same thing. Not a different link, just the same. You might get curious what all the links are and click them all just to find out it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then on Odyssey, and then I can come down and here's a secret. Not a secret. Here's a quick tip on Den. You can't do nested bullets with the normal interface, but if you're in markdown mode, you can do nested bullets. So if I do a nested bullet and say the actual text, you mean like the actual link is the text? Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
And then this is what I would do.
Let's go back and see if it works.
I would do one more. I do one more after the nested bullet. Do one more nested bullet that says VIP link.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
Or
this is going to be how all the links work now. The reminders and link section. Yeah, the reminders and link section is going to get a lot longer now.
I'm so confused because I know what the Odyssey is, but I don't know what YouTube is.
It's this legacy video website thing. It was a startup that Google bought, and then like Google always does, they run it for a while and then either run it into the ground, or they say, okay, it's out of, we're retiring it, it's in permanent beta, and then it retires. How's that, John? VIP link? All right, that's what we're going to do.
I like it.
Update that. Thanks for solving that for us. I think everybody wins. Hyperion Frequency got his.
Yeah.
I'm
a winner.
I like how you didn't like vote, be like, okay, which one should we do? It's like, okay, I guess we'll just do all of them.
That's what I'm here for, man. I've decided I'm a much better follower than a leader. So I'm just going to be here to help. I'm just going to do all the things that people want to do. How's
Distant
that?
is a decisive follower.
Yeah. I decide who to follow, and then I follow them.
Distant follower.
Yeah. From a distance. I'm a stalker.
Decisive.
Cool. So that was 5 minutes talking about a link. Awesome. What about LCPs this month? We have this thing.
Link them all. I think you should do a VIP link for each of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're not live yet, so I can just click on LCP. And we have winners. So let's go ahead and spell those out. And then I want to make sure that I get to the comments, the replies in the layer, because there's some good ones in there. Jacob Wayne has one that we actually were talking about at a Den meeting yesterday, sometime this week, about the metaverse plot, doing something interesting with that. So let's make sure we get into that. But I want to talk about the fact that Umbrella Promise won. So there's Change My View and military equipment, which I also think is great. I plan on using both of those thoroughly because, number one, I know a lot about military equipment and there's nobody to talk to because I'm not in the military anymore. It used to be like we used to nerd out on like the differences between different weapon systems and stuff because they were interesting. I can do that again. Awesome. And I got a lot of views that I think are interesting that people could maybe tell me I'm wrong about. So Change My View is one. We should probably have an anonymous feature in that one.
Oh, yeah.
But Umbrella Promise, bro.
Thank you. That's so cool.
You might have been. This might have been the one that this might have been the fastest proposal to winner that I've seen. I don't know if there's been one. Usually it takes a few months at least.
I was excited to see that. I was like, just give me. I think I put in there, just give me the 8 votes, and I'll pay the $2,500 to get it. Created.
We got the 8 votes, and I got 4%.
Yeah. And right there, the third line, I think, or second. We just need the votes, and I pay for the $2,500.
Is this like a Resident Evil thing?
It's an anti-Resident Evil thing. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's Bizarro Resident Evil. It's let's not do the Umbrella Corp thing. Let's not do the Resident Evil thing is what this is. So that's got a 500,000 lot coming to it. And 8 unique voters, which is
very
fewer than is typical. So that's cool. I like that a lot because it's going to be so a few things, man. I feel like a lot of the layers that have been around for a long time that finally win have lost some of the people that proposed it initially that had plans for it, And so I'm interested to see this very recent proposal that we've talked about on Den quite a bit. I'm interested to see how a newer proposal with all 8. I'm sure I haven't looked to see who it is, but we'll find out when it's live next week. I'm sure all 8 of those are active denizens, and we can maybe run a tight ship and use and flex it like professionally, like use this thing to really, really do it.
Right.
And see,
And then the website, I've kind of put in the website that, really for blogging and contact and interaction is all going to happen on Den. So that way the website's linking back to Den. And
I'm not the best with websites, but I have some experience. I'm totally willing to help you out there if we want to get together, outside of this and talk about what we can do with the website. It could be interesting to, for example, embed the layer somehow in a certain section of the website, which should be pretty straightforward to do. You don't have to be logged into Den to view the layer. So you know how a lot of places will have like a Twitter feed on their website.
Oh, gotcha.
To show the last posts on Twitter from that whatever.
Gotcha.
Could have something like that.
Yeah, so where people could see it, but if they wanted to add content, they still need to log into Den to do so.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Good. Like it.
And additionally, we're going pretty slow on the roadmap right now, of course, but in there is a smart contracts thing, right? A dev item. And the plans for that is to basically open up Den for people to plug in their own systems or to plug in parts of Den to other systems. And you can do that with just an API or something for the layer, where you can build a bot, or you can somehow, like maybe, for example, display just a layer, a specific layer on your website, and handle the login natively on your website, and basically have it captured to where people can only access your layer from your website, not all of Den. So it focuses it in, and you might actually get people using the layer from your website that have never heard of Den. You know what I mean? It'll still show up on Den. It'll still be on Den, and you could use it from both places. But I kind of like this idea of like,
hey, that's neat.
Allowing it to be piecemeal tied in to different places.
I like that. I like that a lot too. Well, the whole idea here too, of course, is to get this thing noticed and talked about. And I went to a meeting on Thursday, and I got to meet with a political consultant, but I couldn't bring up this topic because we were there for a different reason. And anyway, long story short, we're going to be in touch in 2 weeks about this and other people that he can point me to help out. I started looking at PACs, political PACs. And this.
Oh yeah, okay. Looking, because we talked about maybe that's the more direct like focus for it kind of thing.
Yeah. So this gentleman's going to give me some direction as well, and he's pretty connected to some people. He's worked for Rand Paul. He's worked for a couple of different people around the country. And
I have a friend who used to work for Ron Paul's campaign. He also used to head up a newspaper, like a libertarian newspaper, where was he? He was in a bigger city than Gainesville. Maybe I'll hit him up and see if he's burned out or if he wants to jump back into it.
Yeah.
I'll think about, what friends I have that have some experience in that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other people that I'm going to start reaching out to, start doing interviews and that kind of thing, just to explain it. And of course, the website, and post some quick short videos and other videos on it. So I'm excited. Hopefully Lisa will put me on her channel, and Rice Crypto and Sean, and just anybody, just to start percolating it out, and just to start talking about it.
I think that should be, I would imagine that they would be into that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because it's on brand, I think, for them, and or at least brand adjacent. And they need content, and you need to get people to hear what you got to say. So it's a win-win.
Yeah,
should be.
So again, congratulations to everyone, and again, I thank everyone who put in the lore to get this to number 21. Blackjack.
Heck yeah. Hyperion Frequency was noticing the Fibonacci numbers because it's got 8 unique voters as well. So more fibs.
Oh, wow.
I signaled 21K. There's a fib. So they're all over the place. You just got to look for them.
That's so cool.
John, which one do you like the most that won? And which ones do you think?
There's only 3 that won, right?
Yeah, I guess for now, because you could have any of these top 5 get.
Oh, you can still vote? I thought you
cannot. You can pay a fee.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. Probably change my view. Maybe I don't know. I don't understand the umbrella thing, but actually, that's probably the most interesting one to me that I'll never deal with.
Coffee already.
I don't know. Politics is just depressing to me at this point. And then
yeah, it is to me, man. Too.
and then like military equipment. I think that would be fun to fuck around in. Like, I would love to be like, what do you think of this one? And like post something from like a video game. Like, John, that's from Modern Warfare. What are you doing?
And you're like, yeah, exactly.
It's
What do you
pretty
think
cool,
about
though.
it? Don't you think we should have these in real life?
Yeah.
John, all you got to do is every day of the week take a picture outside your window of that aircraft carrier and describe what you're seeing.
Hey, it's still there. I wonder if any. I think some of them may have changed by now, but yeah, like, or I'd put like the sword from Halo.
Oh yeah.
Just
You ever
like,
hear?
Obviously not. Oh, this is a lightsaber. We should work on getting these for real.
Here's what we really need. Yeah, we need these
Like some bullets.
renewable energy lightsabers.
Yeah.
You'll ever hear of a game? Huh? What's that?
Neon light lightsabers.
Yeah. You ever hear of a game called? I think it's called Arma. John, you're
Holy
a gamer.
shit. That game?
Have you heard of Arma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's like a hyper realistic military thing.
Yeah.
There were it's probably still going on, but early in the Russian invasion of Ukraine, people were posting like short video clips from that game and talking about how it was this or it was that. It was like this weird propaganda thing, but just for fun. You know how people like spread falsifications, or what am I thinking? Fake news.
Yeah.
Just for fun. People were making these like Arma videos. And then
crazy.
people were like,
I was actually in the beta for that game.
yeah,
I was in the beta for that game.
I played it once in the beta back actually when Gravity Crab and I were working together. I remember a few people wanted to set up like a bridge, we had a couple of things. One was like, I think a Star Trek game, and one was Arma. And they were like, yeah, we can, anyway, it was my only experience with it, but I saw that used and people were spreading it all over the place. Like, look, here's video evidence of this happening. I'm like, no, that's a very high resolution military simulator, bro. Kind of thing.
I don't know. Are you sure? It could have been real. You never know.
Yeah, what is real though, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows? I've
never heard of that game in my entire life. Okay.
Part of me thought that was true the whole time.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I like that. I forgot to do my thing where I just put a little bit in everything, so I don't think I own anything in that umbrella one. So that's only disappointing thing for me.
Well, if you want to join, they will be for sale at umbrellapromise.org.
There you go.
Got to raise funds somehow, right?
Yeah. Well, I like this. Change my view is going to be interesting. See people going back and forth and with facts and figures, and
I feel like it's gonna just be like people that don't want their views changed wanting arguments is what I think it's gonna be. Or it's gonna be a bunch of people agreeing with each other on Den.
oh, but look at that at the general info. Anonymous only posts would make it for honest and ego-free debate.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay, interesting.
I think it would do the opposite. I think it like some of it, like well-intentioned people would be like that, but then also like, you could troll so easy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like your replies should maybe not be anonymous. I don't know.
I would probably post something like the Bimini Road is real. Aliens created the pyramids.
Those are still great posts because then you can have people like Gravity Crab tell you why you're wrong,
right?
And like offer actual what's the word? Evidence.
Yes.
To show you that you're wrong, that kind of thing.
And like, I guess there is the argument that like content is content, you know? So like, even if people are just like trolling and like fucking around, at least like it's the platform's being used.
Yeah, totally.
Like, even if it's not in maybe the most productive way or the way we want it to be used, like at least it's being used.
Trolling can be fun as long as you're not like personally attacking people and that's your style of troll. You know, if you want to just be funny and have a fun time, that's great. The only time I care about trolling is whenever it's like, I mean, I've just seen like people's families and spouses talk shit about just as a way to like get at people, you know, to get some sort of a response.
Yeah.
That's where it gets weird, is people that just like dig and try to get people to like, just to get some kind of response to see what happens. It's like poking something to see what happens, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, man. Go anonymous and post a view that you think would be unpopular, just to see how many people come in and say your view sucks,
Stir it up.
dude.
Stir
Your
it
view
up.
is terrible. Or you can post a view of, like, let's say you have a friend, and people are gonna be like, yeah, your friend, okay, you're talking about yourself here. So my friend has this view. How do I tell them that they're wrong? You know, that kind of thing. But that'd be cool.
I like that. Like, hey, I got an idiot of a friend. Can you guys yell at him for me?
Give
then,
you
like,
some ammunition.
Yeah, and then you don't talk to them. You just like print the screen of the debate and be like, here you go. After you read this, we can talk. And I don't know.
I had a manager that worked for me, and she had got this wooden spoon, and she wrote in the bowl of the spoon or whatever, she wrote "stir it up," and then on the back it was drama. Who's the drama king or queen? And then she tied ribbon on it or whatever, and she kept it in the break room, and she would go in there and she would say, oh, so and so's just stirring up drama over and over and over. She should get it, or he should get it. And it was kind of hilarious. And this thing was kind of passing around and became one of those things. The last person you never wanted to get the stir up the trouble spoon or drama spoon. But it didn't last long, because then people got offended.
Yeah, that's what happens on this website that I'm on. Is this if outrage as a hobby kind of thing?
Yeah.
But they have a change my view, and it looks like Greg referenced it here.
Oh, okay.
It's a popular subreddit, so we can draw people from subreddit maybe. He's talking about posting over in the change my view subreddit the same thing, maybe to see what the difference between arguments are, or maybe to say whatever. I hope he does that, or somebody does. But you can see over in the Reddit, in the subreddit, these are the kinds of questions that end up in here. Change my view. Some stuff about Putin. Some stuff about Americans not worse at geography than people from other countries. I disagree with that.
I feel like that sounds just like all right, this sounds like a conservative that's mad that people say America is bad at something, but we're not.
I don't think we are.
And we're like most Democrats or liberals are just like, we're the worst, and I'm sorry for it. Like it's the two opposite ends of the things. Like, but it's fine. I think it's hilarious.
This person was awarded a Delta, which means they successfully changed the person's view, I guess. But they didn't actually. I guess they said they are. Yeah. So they explained that Americans basically are worse at geography, but it's because they're only bordering Mexico and Canada. So that's all they need to care about, kind of thing. I can see that.
I wonder if here's the thing too that I would think about. Like, education in America isn't like the worst in the world. Like, we're definitely not the highest, but we're not like the worst in the world. Like, out of every country in the world, like, we're probably better than like ones that don't have education. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. We're not the worst. We're probably like middle of the pack, but for like.
So there are some countries where people are generally as bad as we are. So
but like Kazakhstan, where they don't have internet, like, or something. You know what I mean? Like, it might be.
Or Iraq. If you're a woman and you're not allowed to go to school.
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
Is that a timer?
Yeah.
You gotta take your meds? What's up?
No, I just earned my first 30-minute lot.
Ticking off the 30-minute time slots. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Congratulations. I love it. You have a wind up music box for an alarm. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, guys, I gotta go. I gotta take the.
Gotta take my rewards and get out of here.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I'll see you. I'm gonna go.
I'll see you.
We'll be in touch.
Let's get out of here.
In the I'll see you in the new layer once we get it created.
Oh, and next I'm going to start logging in on the YouTube chat and putting in useful information for us to talk about so I can get that lot too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do it.
A thing.
And remember, I also posted. I posted in the coffee layer last night or 2 nights ago so that I could get that lot too.
Well, that's a great segue into looking to see what the replies are. Thank you.
Thank you
for your service.
Easy, man.
See ya.
Catch you guys later. See ya.
All right, so we've got a blank screen in front of me. Hang on a second.
That's my favorite.
I think I got to log back in.
For
there we go. Yeah, I lost my place for a minute. So we had some replies. We'll get into that. I want to talk about the metaverse a little bit. What's been going on with you though? What's up with New York? It's been cold. Has it been cold there?
No, it's been like kind of like the normal weather. It's like high of 50, low of 30 kind of deal every day. It's not awful. I had like some shows that went pretty well. I had a show last night. Oh, I got on a house team, or I got like an improv residency here in the city.
Nice.
Sunday, I had an audition. It was like my first like real big like audition.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were like 60 people that auditioned, and then they cut that down to 25, and I made the callbacks, and then they cut that down to 15 or so. And yeah, I made a team. It was pretty cool. There were some pretty big like heavy hitter guys that were there. So I'm curious to see who else like made it. Because another friend of mine who's like, he's pretty good. I don't know if he's quite the style they were looking for, but he's pretty good. He didn't end up making it. And I was like, I wonder, like, if he didn't make it, then like, what is their taste? Like, if he didn't make it, like,
so you're gauging, kind of gauging their taste based on who does or doesn't make it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I could see like how he didn't, because he kind of he's like if you have like that friend that comes in with like the one-liner, he's more like that most of the time. Where like if you only have 4 people on a team, you kind of need everybody to constantly join in. So yeah, anyway, I made the team, so I have an improv residency now. Perform.
That's great.
Yeah,
you should
twice a month, and I get 10% of whatever they make during our time slot or some shit like that. So
you should definitely get Juicy J and Hiro and the Crypto Socios team out to one of your events. Talk to them on Den and bring them out so you can make more money off of them so they can pay to get in.
It's in like Brooklyn too. Like it's not. I think it's pretty far for Juicy. It'd be like an hour and a half for Juicy J to probably get there. It's at like a bar in Brooklyn. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I got like the 8 p.m. time slot. So like
that's pretty good.
It's not like I got like the 6 o'clock on a Thursday, because I think there's like 3 time slots or something. Like I got 8. So like I'm really happy with that. And I'm hoping that like I got like a few of the people that I really want to perform with are on that team. I hope so.
Is there like a name that's always used at the shows that you could tell me that I can look up?
Oh, the name of the bar is called Young Ethel's, but it's this is like a new thing they're doing. So there's no name.
Gotcha.
There hasn't even been announced yet. It's just
all right. So we got some alpha news here.
This is some early shit. I haven't told anybody besides my wife and my parents. So
well, I feel privileged.
And then the 4 people
in a lot of ways.
Chat. If that. But yeah, I think I'm pretty excited. It's like an hour for me to get there too, though. It kind of sucks. But
okay.
Well, it's just one train, so
no changes. Well, speaking of trains, I took a lot of them over the weekend. I was in Washington, D.C., and I walked like 10 miles on Saturday. We were supposed to just like take the train directly to the National Mall and then head around the Smithsonian's from there. Like there's a Smithsonian stop where you can just get out and be there. But last minute, my wife jumped off the train at the Arlington National Cemetery stop without telling me and was like, oh, we should get off here. And I turned and I was like, oh, she's out of the train. I should probably get up before the doors closed.
Did you?
So I did, and we went and toured all around Arlington National Cemetery. Saw JFK's grave and the notorious RBG.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Saw her gravesite and went up to the building on top of the hill, and then we walked from there. I should actually just point out how far this is in case you're ever visiting and you think it's not a long walk. We freaking walked from there to map. Bring up the map. Hey, computer, show me the map. See, we're in the future. All right, DC is up here. So we walked from freaking Arlington National. Okay, here's the Pentagon. And then here's, is this right? Am I wrong? Is this real life? There's a cathedral. Yeah, so it must be this one. Yeah, this one. So we went from here, this little tree,
Yeah.
across this bridge to the Lincoln Memorial, which is here somewhere, right? Ah, there it is, to here. And then we went from there to here, over here to see the Washington Monument. But on the way, we stopped by down here. There's a bunch of, what do you call them? Cherry blossom trees that were in bloom.
Are they in bloom right now?
Yeah, they're in bloom. They're like
Cherry
halfway.
blossoms are in bloom in DC.
Yes, they are.
No, like currently.
I
Now.
can't go to DC right now.
We can go when we come back.
You heard it here first. The cherry blossoms are in bloom. So we did that. And then we walked back up to the Washington Monument. And then we went up and saw the White House. And then there was a fight at the White House. There were protesters fighting. So they blocked off access. We had to go around. And then we went down to the Capitol building. And then we went around the Capitol building to the Supreme Court. And then we were so tired, we got an Uber back to the hotel. So from here to here and zigzagging all the way through. It was a lot.
That's insane. Why didn't you just take like a subway?
Because it was so pretty. And the subway is underground.
That's true.
And we just walked around seeing all the cool stuff instead of taking the subway. So that's why.
I get it.
I think that's the whole story. Yeah, we walked around. So that's what I did this weekend. I recommend it if you haven't been to DC. It's freaking cool.
Oh, man. I just uploaded the wrong video for this damn YouTube thing. God damn it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I saw
I
you cut
really
out.
want to do that. We missed the cherry blossoms in New York. They're already gone.
Oh, okay.
So she was like really bummed about that. So now we gotta like go somewhere else for it.
Well, there's a spot, but it sounds like she can't go. Based on
Well,
what
like
I
how
heard in the
long is it?
background.
How long do you think they're gonna be alive for?
They're usually in bloom for like a few weeks, and they were just basically half bloom. They were just getting there. So
They're just half bloomed right now, so you might be able to catch them.
Maybe I'll make it. We'll have to go as soon as we get back. I get back.
Yeah.
all right, you might have
yeah.
a trip planned for you.
Yeah, so we were like, she was pretty bummed, and like, I mean, I'm not a huge cherry blossom guy, you know, but like I was really bummed for her, and then also like, I don't know, it's like kind of like an iconic like New York thing to do probably, and we missed it, so like, it kind of stinks. It was just so cold, like getting out there. It was pretty cold and windy and stuff here. But yeah, we'll have to go down to DC and check it out then. Because she's leaving for Gainesville on Thursday. She'll be in Gainesville for like 10 days.
We don't have any cherry blossoms.
There's no cherry blossoms in Gainesville. Sorry, dear. I'll see if they can show you some palm trees or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was asking. Yeah.
Oh man, the mangroves. I think the mangroves are prettier than the cherry blossoms. The cherry blossoms are more rare, but the mangroves are dope. Those were fully bloomed out everywhere. It was freaking awesome. Yeah.
In DC or in Florida?
Not the mangroves. What am I thinking?
What are you talking about?
What is the tree that has the giant flower that blooms in the now? It's called
Magnolias.
magnolia. The other M word. Yeah, magnolia.
I had a
So,
magnolia tree in front of my house.
all the mangrove words I just said, I meant to say magnolia. Mangroves. Holy crap! I need more coffee. And on that, I want to talk about Juicy J's question here, but I want to get coffee first. So I'm going to quickly roll a video to get up and go get coffee. And it's based on current events. You've seen it before. You know him. You love him. You hate him. It's Gary Gensler. All right. I'll be right back. Listen to him.
And by the way, just replacing one central monopolist with another central monopolist, a lot of commercial banks aren't terribly excited about that. Maybe you're going to have to give some ownership. Maybe you'll have to give 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks that are now, part of this. I mean, there are other ways to build incentive systems. Maybe you put a native token in there, and you give them the native token. So there may be other incentive ways to beat the current monopolist. But I, having been around commercial banks for a long time, they really are looking for ways to replace their aggregators in their back office, whether it's clearing, settlement, exchanges, credit agencies. But they are deeply understanding, because they are pretty ambitious and very good at making money as well. They deeply understand that every idea that's pitched to them is somebody who currently is small but wants to get big and gain market power. So they're also always thinking about how to ensure that there's a check to slow down your startup from gaining market power 5, 10, and 15 years from now. They don't want you to be the next clearinghouse like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or Intercontinental Exchange. They don't want you to be the next central node of market power. So you might share some of that with them, or you might find an incentive system.
So there's that again. Sorry, I was distracted talking in chat there for a minute. I had a question before I get into Juicy J's question. I want to field Hyperion Frequency's question to John.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you end up in relationships where the other person likes you back, wants to share space with you, laughs at your jokes? That's a great question, and that's a tricky one.
I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, and I can't remember who it was. Shit.
Is it important to the story?
Was it I'm trying to remember if it was a dream or if this was real life.
What's the difference, man?
I've had this conversation before, and I think what it was is you have to stop looking for that person. Like, as soon as you stop looking for it, it comes into your life. A really weird thing. Because I basically, when I met Dakota, I had stopped. I was like, I'm not gonna try anymore. I'm just gonna have fun and whatever and be myself and not care. And then when I went on a date with her, I was just like, she's really great. She's way out of my league. So much better than me. So I can't screw this up. I've already screwed this up by just being me. So I'm just gonna continue being me because it'll be fun. And then she liked that and it worked out. You know what I mean?
You're such a good person. That'll work out for you.
I don't know. Then don't be a piece of shit.
I had a neighbor. Who had his own strategy for that, but he was kind of an asshole person. Different take on things.
Yeah.
His advice was to never date up, always date down, because he said, if you're the best they can do, they won't leave you. And I was like, that is an asshole approach, my friend. But okay, whatever works for you.
Yeah, but if they're like the worst you can do, you'll want to leave them.
I think also it was about effort to him. He didn't want to have to put in effort.
Then don't put in effort. that doesn't mean to. First of all, the idea of somebody better or worse than you isn't the right point of view. It's just the right person for you. Shitty people date each other all the time and they're perfect for each other.
Yeah.
No, I think that's honestly kind of what did it for me. Also, some weird magic shit happened. I'm not gonna lie. I turned 30 and Naomi, a friend of ours. She's really cool, but she's she doesn't believe in like astrology stuff, but she definitely believes in like the universe and connectedism and does a lot of LSD. And
My kind of people.
yeah, exactly. And she, like, my 30th birthday, she's like, John, within the next 6 months, you're gonna meet the person you're gonna marry.
Oh yeah, so it was kind of like she put it in your head.
And then 2 months
And then
later,
it
I
was
was engaged.
And it was manifested.
Yeah, and then Dakota and I on our first in-person date, we had like our first date was like a Zoom date because it was during COVID. And on our first in-person date, we were at this arcade bar called Barcade, and we were playing skee ball. And this girl, I swear, she wasn't even 21, was like, "Oh, you guys are like so cute. How long have you been married?" And we're like, "This is our first date." And she's like, "Oh, you two are gonna get married."
Called it.
And then
The
we did.
universe was rooting for
So,
you.
yeah.
So you need some magic.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah. So then get a spooky friend. Yeah, and do that.
So what if the so there are some like hold on, we have an opinion coming in to talk. What's up? I saw your face there, my dude.
If I was at a bar on my first date and a spooky underage person came up to me and said, "Y'all are gonna get married," I would leave.
No, she was super nice. It wasn't like spooky, but like it.
There's no way to unspooky that. All right.
Well,
Wizards are spooky.
You see those like, I think it was just like a well-meaning college girl who reads her horoscope is how I would describe her. You know what I mean? And
So
believes in crystals kind of deal. Like, she was a nice, drunk, well-meaning person that was just very sweet. Like, it wasn't like, "Oh, you two are gonna get married." Like, it wasn't.
I didn't imagine like a swamp witch came up to you and did that.
People were he had a lot of help from the universe.
Oh yeah, he's right though. Side note, everything John said, it makes total sense to that. Like, just stop giving a shit about over worrying it, and then all of a sudden not everything John says.
Based on
in that context, like if the minute you stop worrying too terribly much about people around you and trying to find somebody to be with, you're just going to kind of stumble upon them.
Hyperion Frequency's experience has been different. He says he spent his whole life never looking for relationships, and it never came.
Well,
so that strategy isn't working. You got to maybe look a little bit.
Ruin that for us.
Well, maybe you have to do the opposite because everybody's different, right? Maybe like you're not like, you don't have like intention at all, right? You got to have like a little intention at some point. Be like, "Hey, this is like an intention I have, but I'm not gonna like run after it." It's kind of like
if you if you tell people that talk to you, "Hey, I'm not looking for a relationship," they're probably not gonna pursue you any further. So you can't be actively.
Well, I mean, like, don't stonewall them from the get go. That's a bad way to go about it. You're gonna need a sheep and a bunch of candles, and some chalk, and the ability to speak Latin, and we should be able to get you sorted though.
Oh, yeah.
There is a proposal for an occult library lair.
Okay, so that I did not know where you were going with that for a second. I was like, we're having a sacrifice proposal there? Really?
Yeah.
That seems like a bad
basically.
thing.
Well, in the occult library, you might find documentation on how to properly perform a sacrifice.
I've got a lot of occult library documentation. So do you, actually. I just have Dave's at my home.
Well, it's just yours now. Yeah.
Hold on, we need to be very clear. That was not Dave's advice to marry down.
No,
that was bad. That was somebody
Dave
else.
Married up. I don't know.
No, that was advice from a good friend of mine that I love dearly. That we openly referred to as Big Dumbski.
So yeah, if you want Big Dumbski's advice,
don't take that advice. That's the name of a person you take no advice from.
Yeah, and he's fully aware that you shouldn't take advice from him, but he's a friendly guy, and he's got his own opinions about things that I disagree with. But he was my neighbor and my coworker for a long time, and my shipmate. And I don't know, he let us call him Big Dumbski, and he liked it for some reason. So whatever. Everybody has to have a personality, and that was his.
Yeah. I feel like Dave and I both married up. We're just two nerds that married like people with huge degrees.
Different types
I
of.
have no idea how y'all pulled off what y'all pulled off.
I
We are
don't.
literally in the sky in New York right now, and Dave's just like, I do podcasts. Like, and I'm over here like, hi, how you doing? Working my ass off. How you been?
The trick that I used was technology. My relationship was enabled by DARPA and and the space program.
I use technology too.
That's a really good pitch. Actually.
Yeah. So without the GPS satellites and the internet, I would not have met my wife because I used Tinder to find her. We found each other on a dating app.
Leave it to Dave to find a damn scientist on Tinder. It's just
that's what happened. I was like, "What are you doing here?"
like, why are you on here? And also, your dog is the entire reason that she said hi to you.
I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, look, Daedra. If I was on a dating app and I saw a picture of y'all and Daedra was there, I might be like, "Ooh, that's a cute dog."
I used Bumble, so same idea. But then I think what won me it was I think one of the things at least was I had a picture of a blueberry and rosemary margarita that I sent her. Okay, I have to have one of these.
He makes drinks
really
and he cooks.
Oh, he's pretentious. Perfect.
I'm not pretentious. I like tasty things.
You also said
you just like
you
nice
had
things.
like the best meals in town came from your kitchen, right? So you had that going for you. Yeah. So you got to play to your strengths, right?
Wait, are you like a good cook?
Me? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm a very good cook.
And
my wife is a very good cook too. Although the first time I ever made something cooked in her house, I lit the place on fire.
That's why you're married, okay? The wizard was right. If you tried to burn her house down, then of course Steve was going to stick.
Yeah, maybe that's the real secret, because I remember one of the first dates. It was also cooking, right? With my wife and I. One of the first dates we had, I went to her apartment, and I ended up in the ER. I did the old stab a knife through an avocado with a serrated blade trick, and I ended up with a scar right between here. I cut the web of my hand, and I had to go get it sewn back together at the ER. That was one of our first.
Which ER did you go to?
The what do you call it? The military one, the VA.
Oh, okay. So
the one that's free for me.
Gotcha.
I wasn't about to pay for my own mistakes.
So my very first, like cooking, Dakota had never seen me high. So I took an edible and then I was like going to cook dinner. And I cooked dinner. And I was just making like steak and then like a goat cheese and like strawberry crostini with balsamic on top, a balsamic glaze, or like a nice like New York strip steak, I think, and a salad, and I think maybe one other thing, I can't remember. I think that was it. I was waiting for her to come home because she was working like a super late ER shift, and she ended up basically coming home an hour later than she normally does. So I lost track of time. So I had the pan on the stove and it got really hot for a long time. And then I put oil on it to cook the steak and it lit on fire. And then
the steak itself?
To the pan. Because I put oil on the pan, on a very hot pan.
I was like, you gotta turn the temperature down, dude.
And I took a second edible because I couldn't feel the first one. And then, so like the room fills with smoke, the fire alarm starts going off, and the smoke detector goes off, right? And and then I don't know if you know this, but when Alexas hear smoke detector go off, or like glass break or something like that, it'll take a 30-second clip and send it to your phone.
Okay.
So she got a clip. me panicking in the house, and all she hears is "Shut up! I'll deal with you in a second." And
Is this you talking to Alexa?
to
or
the
what?
fire? Yeah, to the fire alarm.
The fire alarm?
The fire going off, the smoke and shit. So I open all the doors. I'm super stoned.
Oh man.
And she gets home, and she's like, "Hey," I'm like, "I lit the house on fire." Nothing actually caught fire. It was just the pan. I covered the pan, and it was fine. And she's I'm like, "I'm stoned. I don't know what's going on." She's like, "Oh, it's okay." Okay. And then she like cooked the steak for me. I'm like, I don't trust myself with this stove right now. She cooked the steak for me. I burnt the crostinis 3 different times because I was making like little toast. Burnt it 3 times until she had to do it. And so she made a delicious steak, made all the food, poured me a glass of Johnny Walker Blue, and then we sat down and drank and ate.
Oh,
and like
had the
in my
blue
head,
label.
I'm like, yeah, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. The person that's willing to forgive me for lighting the kitchen on fire and then make me a steak and pour me a glass of scotch.
And who happened to have Blue Label on hand? Was that
hers?
All right. All right. Keep her.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, this is the time to have it. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
So that's the story.
We have a lot of very expensive booze, but
I was going for like salmon on rice with like avocado and some other stuff, but it ended in blood in the ER. So we didn't actually. I think we just cooked the next day instead. It wasn't as exciting as burning the house down.
It worked though.
Yeah.
I feel like it adds some pizzazz to life, Also, there's nowhere to go but up after that.
Potentially not. No.
Is it pizzazz to life, or is it just constant fear that you add?
It was an instant bonding experience.
Is there a difference?
Also, if that recording of you panicking for 30 seconds still exists, I need it.
I'll ask her. It might be saved on like some Alexa database or something.
Oh, I'm sure it exists somewhere, just not accessible to us as the common human. Also, I agree. You need a book.
I need a book.
Yeah,
so what would the book be about? Just like,
all the crazy shit that you've like encountered in life.
I feel like I've done that much crazy shit though.
It could be a bunch of like really like 1-pagers, and it could be a coffee table book of just 1-pagers of interesting shit that happened.
Yeah, just like a bunch of stories in a collective. Honestly, we could probably just gather together 5 or 10 people that we know and have a collection of wild shit. Did we just come up with an idea? Do we have to cut him?
Or you just make them up. They don't have to be true. People believe anything.
That's true. Well, like they're all like partially true. It's like, look, at one point I was in Texas. I happen to be 2, and this story takes place when I was 23. But
I was in Texas.
I've been to Texas.
So it's like when you see a film and it says based on or inspired by a true story.
And there's like based on like one word said to a guy.
This happened. Well, it didn't happen this way, but the thing it's based on that happened was on Earth at the time. So that's what it's based off of. They can be pretty. They can.
If we ever get a chance to film like a movie, that should be the intro blurb. It's just like based on a true story, only because it takes place on Earth. Let's just have a long based on blurb.
So check it out. We got a question and a request for a demo. So to wrap that up, dating apps can work. They don't always work. I've tried a bunch of them. It's been hit and miss. There's been some winners. People are genuinely interesting.
How many have you tried? Oh, well, you're reading the chat, or is it?
Yeah. Well, I was reading some stuff about things. Yeah, Hyperion Frequency said that somebody had suggested the internet and dating apps and stuff. And so yeah, I tried some of them. I'm really someone who's always been interested in people in general. That's what I was going to say to wrap this up. Actually, one piece of advice that I do have. Now I got to figure out where it was said. It was Hyperion Frequency. What did you say just a minute ago in chat? Something about not tolerating ignorance. Here we go. I think it's ignorant to not tolerate ignorance. And I think that humans are so freaking interesting, and even people that I think are ignorant and say ignorant things, I am so interested in why they think that I tend to like ask them for details, like, oh yeah, well, tell me about it. And I'm genuinely interested in that. Now, I will also tell them they're full of shit, or that they're wrong, or that they're insane if I feel like they are. But I don't have like an intolerance toward people that I feel are ignorant. And I think maybe it's one of the reasons that I am typically easy to get along with, and I can talk to like a lot of people and make friends pretty easily. So I would say tolerate more bullshit, and that might help. There's my advice. Now, dating apps don't always work, but try them out if you like them.
I never really used a lot of them. I think I used like Bumble and Tinder and Hinge.
I did. I was in the Navy when I started using them. I didn't have any time to like I was just busy. So I was like, I don't know, let's see who's out there that wants to deal with me not being around all the time. But I tried all of them, dude. I feel like I tried Match. I didn't do the farmer one. What did I do?
Did you do fish? Plenty of fish.
I did for a minute the Plenty of Fish thing, and it was just like bottom feeders, and I was like, those kinds of fish I'm not really into. But that's just what I happened to find at the time. Maybe my experience was just specific. What was the one that was really big? Oh, OkCupid. That was huge for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Met some interesting people on there.
It was not huge when I was an adult, but yeah.
Yeah. OkCupid was great because I remember I was in the Navy. I met a girl who was going to school. She's from New York, and she was going to school at ODU in Norfolk, where I lived. And we hit it off pretty well and dated for a little while. And I brought her to Florida to meet my grandparents, who are the type of people that don't really understand that they're racist.
Gotcha.
The sweet old lady who doesn't know that this is not just how everyone thinks. And so she's just like a sweet racist lady, but doesn't know that she is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was awesome because I brought a black girl home to meet my grandparents, and they were like weirded out, but they were also supportive of me. And they were like, it was like, I don't know. Some parts of my family are like this. Not like, I'm not talking shit about anybody in my family. They're all awesome people, but some of them are racist. Anyway, they were just kind of like, whatever, it's your thing if you want to. And I was like, okay, you're weirded out about my black girlfriend. Amazing. So I had that experience, and I'm thankful for it, because you see that in movies, like the person taking somebody home to their racist family as a skit. I got to live that. I got to live that
in real life.
in real life. Yeah.
I didn't get to live that. I luckily never, I guess I just didn't bring home anybody realistically. Because I've been with Jackie for so long. So like my cousin Christine ended up dating my buddy for a while, and he's a black guy. And I remember that our family was so mad about it that we split for Thanksgiving, and they did Thanksgiving at my grandparents' house, and I hosted our own Thanksgiving. So that was like the most wild thing I'd ever seen, because that was the moment that I was like, oh, holy crap, chunks of my family are like really racist.
Yeah, people are the worst.
Yeah. My dad gave me one good piece of advice in the world, and it was people suck.
If you assume that, you won't be disappointed. Mm-hmm. And when you find the ones that don't, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'm adding that to the end of that.
Yeah, Hyperion Frequency is probably right. Most people don't know. I didn't know we were going to talk about race this morning.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, to be honest.
I don't know. This is the show I feel where we talk more about social dynamics in the world, as opposed to World Blockchain Roundtable and stuff. I think this is more where that comes out. It's been a while. We used to talk about a lot of deeper stuff, but I think that's because it was more in the news, and it's kind of taken a little bit of a break, or I've just stopped reading the news.
I think that's what it is, because I definitely I stopped. I remember one of my I was talking briefly to Satoshi Shon about this, because he had a similar experience where this year, like at the top of this year, people were, thinking about your New Year's resolution and about life and the world and your place in it sometimes. And I kind of like, I don't know if disenfranchised is the right word, but I kind of got burned out on like caring about how politics was going and how, and like how everything was rolling. And so now I sort of have this, so I kind of like zoomed out, step back, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch it all like it's a TV show that's happening around me. And I'll interact with it, maybe help where I can and do stuff, but I'm not going to stress about it anymore. And with that came not necessarily following the news so closely and keeping up with every little thing that was going on. Because I used to really go hard on that, man. I used to want to, and I still do. It's interesting, but finding different perspectives on the same thing. This is something my mom taught me, actually. She watches Fox News and she watches NBC and PBS and reads Reuters and reads, I don't think she reads Breitbart, but like she likes to compare everyone's opinion on the same topic. And so I do a little bit of that too. I used to do it a lot, but it stressed me out because like, I don't know, there's just so much bullshit, right?
Yeah.
That you like, if you take up all your time on that, then I don't know. It just, you're not gonna be doing anything in your life that you like if you keep focusing on all of that, because you're not gonna change it. What are those, helicopters? What do you got? I think those are helicopters. Yeah. But yeah, man, I haven't either. I think I don't think that it's settled down, because I recently started looking at the news again.
Oh, it hasn't settled down.
No.
We've just stopped giving as much of a crap.
Yeah, I checked it out recently and I got terrified.
So I've been on the topic that you guys were on there, of the whole, trying to kind of disconnect a little bit without even realizing it. I keep plugging this without us ever. This is not a sponsor, side note. Ground News is a really cool app. And I gave it money recently because it's cool enough. And they literally sit there and they will show you the same news story from 30, as many as you want for the most part. Anybody that's got that story. And it will even show you like what the bias of that news site usually is.
Okay.
And you can kind of try to stay like, oh, here's what this side's saying. Here's what this side says. Here's what the center one is. I pay for like their little mid-range package, because it'll even show you like, once you look at a bunch of stuff, you can go and look at a little profile and it'll be like, oh, this is your general bias towards politics.
That's brilliant. I was just thinking last night about the so we have a new layer called The Current Thing, which comes from a meme and a recognition that like every now and then, like all the news outlets are focusing on the current thing, and everyone's talking about this current thing, and then sometimes it just switches, like on a dime it'll turn, and we have a new current thing. And so I was thinking last night, like, how do we decide what the current thing is? Do we need to have, for example, these morning coffee, like basically blog posts that I've been doing? Should I be doing that in the current thing so we can compare what everyone is talking about? Like, how do we identify what all the agencies are talking about? And this could be a tool for that.
I was going to say, I know you like data, so this is really, I've been having a lot of fun with it lately.
Cool.
I mean, generally, I've pretty much removed any other news apps, and I just kind of go through this and take a peek. If you do it you can pay for it like a yearly, but if you do it on the phone, you can do a monthly thing.
Okay.
But I dig it.
I will, I'll bookmark this and I'll keep an eye on it, because that's really, I have never heard of this before.
I've been watching this YouTube channel for a while. It's this guy that's an archaeologist that debunks a bunch of bullshit. I think the channel is Mini Minuteman.
We still got to do that thread in the history layer.
I want it so bad.
Yeah.
I've just been so busy here. So he's check him out on YouTube at some point. The channel's Mini Minuteman, and the guy's name is Milo. But he's the only guy I've seen that's been sponsored by this, and like his whole thing is just like, I hate bullshit. I don't like when people hear, stuff that is not factual, or they just get the wrong information and then they roll with it. So this is just a good way to kind of go through it. Not an algorithm.
Yeah, not an algorithm. I like that. Algorithms are great and all, but it depends on what you're using it for. So thanks for that. Well, cool, man.
Side note, Ground News, you want to sponsor us? That'd be cool.
Yeah, Ground News. I'm gonna let me do that right now. What's it? Control D. Is that how you bookmark something? There we go.
Yes.
Boom. Goodbye. Awesome. Thanks for the heads up. Now for something completely different.
I've got. Do you need something, or do you? Or
No, we have something right here.
Oh, okay, cool.
I want to do this demo for Jay over here. So in the reply section, which you get rewards for using, it says, "Good morning, team. Can you show live today on how to propose something for a layer, or if we want to suggest tags, perhaps there's a video you can recommend to follow." First of all, this needs to be a thing. And this is my fault because I totally paid to make the tutorials layer win the LCP with the goal of filling it with a bunch of tutorials and like little bite-sized ones too, not like an hour-long video, but little like, here's how you do a thing. It's 30 seconds long, you know, specific things on how to do a thing on Den, so that, yeah, we could link to a video and, oh, there's a tutorial for that.
Dave,
so I need to make those still.
I'll tell you what, if you do it right now, I'll make the video for you.
You're gonna cut it out of this.
Yeah, I'll cut it out.
I saw you cut the V-Day thing out and post it, by the way.
That's what I've been doing during this show, is I've been cutting stuff. I've been cutting stuff from World Blockchain Roundtable.
Perfect.
So
perfect.
If you do this now, I can do it. I just have to know where it is. Now that I know where it is, it's about video.
It's about the 1 hour and 11-minute mark.
Yeah, just do 30 seconds. Hey, thanks for doing this shit. Here's the stuff on how to do the thing.
Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna take this down first because I'm gonna change accounts, because I can't do this in my actual account because we have some private layers with some companies that are like trying to not be known yet, and they're launching soon, which is awesome. You heard it here first.
You heard the Vegas fucking news. You heard it here first. There's people coming to do stuff here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it, and I'm like biting my tongue and waiting to point where it's announced so we can talk about it, because they're going to be operating on Den and using Den as their DAO, and it's actually like really cool, like really fucking cool and new, and nobody's ever done it before, and it's people you know and love, so it'd be great. So let me just log in my other account here. Oh, I can't. I got to change my password and stuff.
You should, you know, is it safe to show the password change screen?
You know what? I'm just not going to. Here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to do that right now. The answer is yes, Juicy J. I can totally do that.
All right, well, I don't have to do
too
it right
paranoid. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it off screen real quick just to make sure. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, I got this. Boom. All right, so back on screen. All right, so Juicy J was asking if we could show how to add tags and stuff and how to make a proposal in a layer. There's a couple of ways to do it. If you, for example, are in the Star Wars layer, which Juicy J, I know you use a lot. Star Wars fan, me too. Thanks for contributing to that layer with cool stuff. I don't know if you've seen his pictures that he takes, this like miniatures and stuff, but it's really dope. Anyway, that's not related to the tutorial. There's a couple of tools to use in the Star Wars layer if you just go to the layer itself, so L/Star Wars. And there's two different places you can make changes, right? Or you can create stuff. One of them is this gavel up here, right? And you can only, with this one, it's like a miscellaneous, you can only do random, basically a DAO proposals, not configuration changes. In other words, not changing the avatar, not changing the description, not adding a tag, but any miscellaneous issue. You have to go to the layer itself and click on the governance icon and then go over here and go to new issue, right? And this is where you can write up your proposal, and you can add up to 13 different options. And this is how, for example, the World Blockchain Roundtable does their topics. You notice there's like a whole bunch of things to pick from. And this is what they do. MISC GI. If you happen to be one of the Den.social lot holders, this is the one you have to use to make a site-wide GI, right? So if you make a proposal, if you have Den.social lot and you make a proposal this way, where you go in and make a miscellaneous request, that's programmed to show up as a site-wide proposal where you have all the fancy behavior-based governance. So there's one of them. This is where you just want to, if you want to do general things, let's say it's the Gainesville layer, for example, and everybody in there is in the same town. You can make a proposal to meet up for lunch at Satchel's, right? Or to pick among a bunch of different restaurants. You can have people vote on where to meet up for lunch or what day. So that's what you can use this one for. The other way to make a governance proposal that is specifically what you were asking for is you have to go into settings, right? No matter what layer it is, you have to go into settings, right? Bottom right, click on settings. And let's say I want to add a tag for the advice layer. I'll click on advice and I'll come down to tags. And there's some tags that already exist. It shows you what's already in there. And then you can propose a new tag in advice, right? So you describe, this is a tag for demonstration. Please ignore. And then in the tag field, you write what the tag will say. So if you look up in self-help and psychology and parenting, that's where you would type the actual tag name. It has to be all lowercase, all one word, and no more than 13 letters, right? So it looks like I've previously suggested meaningless as a tag somewhere. I think that was in the cryptocurrency layer. But you hit confirm here. I'm not going to do it, but if you hit confirm, it takes 50 energy and it goes up as a GI. And then if anybody else clicks on their governance tab on the right, they should see that as a proposal. Here's my list of proposals that I have not voted on yet, which I need to go through. And then everybody else votes on it. So if you have any lot to any layer where there is a proposal that somebody else just did what I did to go add a proposal, it'll show up in the governance section under the flag up here, and then you can go vote on them, right? So the last part of that is just to go vote on stuff that somebody else may have proposed. For example, the avatar for the current thing. Joe has proposed Russia-Ukraine war, basically, is the current thing's proposed avatar. I'm going to vote yep, because that is kind of the current thing, and that's what everybody's talking about. So the idea for the current thing is that you change the avatar and the topic based on what the current thing is as the world progresses through current things. I'm going to hit commit, and that's it. And then I'll go vote on the other stuff. There's a banner proposal, similar. Okay, yeah, looks good. So we're going to get some new decorations for the current thing. And so there's a tutorial. I don't know if that was 30 seconds, but we can cut that out and throw it up in the tutorials layer. Juicy J, if you're still on, let me know if that covered everything, or reply back later and let me know. What other proposals we got? Now that I'm here, so WBRT, switch the order of 2 shows for April. This is, we were talking earlier to I Am for I Am about like really flexing the umbrella promise layer. This is where I think it'll be great, because with so few owners and such a recent proposal, they should all be active, meaning we should all be using the governance tools like a lot more than other layers do. And I think that'll go a long way. So accountants and taxes to week 2, game show to week 3. Is that going to work for you, John?
Yeah, that's fine.
Week 3 of April for game shows?
Which is, let's see what day it is.
Because you got to vote on this too.
April 20th. April 20th?
420?
Oh, that's 420?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude.
420.
That's like a holiday. I thought we'd take the day off.
At noon?
Oh, 420.
Yeah. We'll make it a game show.
We can, well, this is where
this will be fun. This
the DAO comes in.
UCJ has got to get in here, put some shit with me too. Be like, here's the mini game show. Whenever something happens, you got to take a hit. Like,
so I can do this. I can make it. If you can't John, come in here to the reply section, because you can reply to governance proposals, and you can say, hey, look, I kind of take this day off every year.
No, I'm not actually
just to
going
get
take
stoned.
it off. I'll be all right. I don't actually take 420 off every year to smoke weed with my friends. Like,
I mean, you're not going to say that publicly, but okay.
Where's this at? Let's vote for.
So it is funny you should ask. If you're at your home screen, you just click on governance over here, and it should automatically go to the flag on the left. But if not, you can click on the flag on the left.
I had mine somewhere else.
It goes to whatever you had last. I had like the clock last.
Okay, gotcha.
420.
So I'm going to go through these while you're voting. I'm going to go through these and vote as well. So what else we got? And this is a reminder for everybody else. Go vote.
I wanted to comment. Oh shit, it's fine. I have to look at my past ones. Oh, here it is. Reply.
I love I am for I am's little like Den customized graphics. There's a shopping cart with Den on it for the marketplace.
Cool. Right. Yeah, we're good there. I'll do my governance stuff real quick. That's a good idea. Avatar change proposal to shopping cart. I don't care.
Yeah, vote for all the things. Some tags
for proposal. I don't care.
Some tags for the current thing, for and against. So you can, when you're debating the current thing, you can tag whether you're for the current thing or against the current thing. You know what side of it you're on. So that'll be fun. Turning the rep system on. Here we go. Here's a feature that's not used nearly enough on Den. It's more designed. Den overall is more designed to operate really well at scale, and so this is one of the features that'll be more useful at scale. But let's see what Joe's proposed here. So he wants to turn on the reputation system, which typically is off by default for new layers. And he wants to have 3 stars to be able to post. Okay. And you got to have 4 stars to be able to wait. Oh, wait, hold on. From 1 star to 3 stars, from 1 star to evaluation. What does that mean? Oh, site and layer. Sorry, I had to relearn how these work. There's 2 reputations. You can have a site-wide and a layer-specific. So either a 4-star layer-specific or 3-star site-wide to be able to post in there. Gotcha. And then reply 2 and 3. All right. To vote. Oh, okay. So you got to have less of a reputation to reply than you do to post. That's a good idea. So maybe you can't post right away, but once you get in there, even if you have a poor reputation site-wide, you can earn a good reputation in this particular layer and be allowed to post. So that's a good strategy, I think. To be able to vote, let's see. You either got to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars site-wide to be allowed to evaluate content, or at least 4 stars in the layer to be able to evaluate content. All right. And then let's see, video, to be able to share a video, 3 stars either way, and then 4 stars for an image. Interesting that Joe wants to make videos easier to post than images, but that's okay. Maybe that's because I know he is a meme collector. So to be able to post your dank memes, you got to have a good reputation. That seems fine. All right, I'm going to vote approve, which is not quite enough to push it over. So if anybody else wants to approve that, go for it now. And Hyperion frequency, what do you got for us? Trending, holding a major place in public discussion. Trending. Okay, this is related to what we were talking about with, like, how do you decide what the current thing is, right? That's a good way. We can just talk about what's trending, and if it ever merges into the actual thing, we'll have been tracking it already. So that's cool. Anonymous, yeah, that's necessary, especially if you're talking about like people that are for or against the current thing. A lot of people don't want to be lambasted for sharing their opinion, so they'll do it anonymously. It also makes the lot more valuable. And then the description, proposed description, a community LCP layer for discussion about the current thing, whatever that might be right now. Discussion for or against the current thing is acceptable, as is discussion about changing the current thing. The current thing, Ukraine and the Ukrainian war. All right, that is a good description so that people who are just finding it can know what it's about. And then last but not least, a lyrics tag for the music layer. Y'all weird. I think that's a good idea. Let's commit that. And that one will win because it just got pushed over. Y'all weird and I are the majority holders of the music layer. And I need to do something about that. I need to give away some ownership. So there's all of my things. And that's how easy it is to vote in a DAO on Den. You just go through and you click all the things, right? Deny stuff you want to deny, approve things you want to approve. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. People don't say that anymore, do they?
It doesn't matter. David Bowie said it, so it's cool.
Okay. So there's that. Thanks for the request for demo, Juicy J. Because apparently I had a lot of things to vote for anyway.
I like how he just basically reminded you to do work.
Yeah. Yep.
It'd be great if there was like a little icon that said, hey, you've got stuff you have to do, like a little notification thing there to remind me to vote on stuff for governance issues.
Kind of like how you get a notification whenever somebody replies to you, like a little like red ball that shows up. Get one in the governance. That's not a bad idea. That's pretty good. Rockstar is back on Den. She had issues with the app, as I believe everyone does right now, because when we changed our login system, the app is hard-coded to use the old way. So we'll talk about that on DenDAO on Thursday. Juicy J, we did a little demo there. We'll cut that out, and then maybe John can post it as a. Oh wait, you can't do videos in the replies, can you? Anyway, we'll get that video to you once it's cut out. Now, the other thing I wanted to hit on was Jacob Wayne has been really hitting metaverse stuff pretty hard. And we have a metaverse location that I bought a while back in Decentraland that we're currently not really using at all. And one thing he's asking is, where is it? Now, I forgot, so let's go look it up. If you don't know what Decentraland is, it is one of the first and most successful metaverses that is based on the Ethereum and Polygon blockchains, where you can basically, it's like if you ever played Second Life, it's like Second Life, except all the things are more real and decentralized. And by decentralized, I mean it isn't all controlled by like one central server. People own. That's the wrong way to describe it, but it's not all owned by one entity. You actually own stuff that you can take out of the game and put it back in. You can create it somewhere else and put it in. It's a cool thing. So I got to figure out where our Den location is because I forgot.
While you're trying to figure that out, let me ask you: are you able to post stuff on World Blockchain Roundtable, or is it only World Blockchain Roundtables able to post stuff on World Blockchain?
It's only lot holders, people that hold lot.
I hold lot, and it's not letting me post shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to change that.
And if you look at the all the posts, not all of them are from World Blockchain Roundtable.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that that's all who can post. There was a GI actually, governance thing that went out that here's the map I was looking for. That said, hey, all lot holders can post. So you should be able to post, and if you're not, that's something that we can change.
Yeah. Because I was gonna put the video I made in there, but
we'll get you hooked up. We'll make it happen.
I'm just gonna go post it in Den, and I'll get more views anyways.
All right, here, I believe. Let me just from memory think about. I think it's right here. Yes, Den.social gallery and event space. That's the name I threw at it when I didn't know what we were going to do with it. So we need a couple of things. I would like to, for example, find someone who can do the modeling, like a metaverse architect, and give them access to remodel the place. And it looks like it's not going to load up, but that's okay.
Are we referring to 3D modelers as metaverse architects now?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
So Where is that? 37, negative 28. So that's the answer to the question. 37, negative 28. Let me go ahead and type that in.
I'm going to write that down because I lose this place constantly.
37, comma, negative, what did I say? 28? 28. 37, negative 28 is the plot location in Decentraland. Let's do stuff with it. Some of the things we can do. It does support like having live audio and video piped in, which is pretty cool. So we could, for example, set up a theater in there, and everything that goes live on Den could go live in that theater room, for example. If we're doing,
we just use it to stick it to the man and play pirated movies.
No, I mean, we could, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not trying to invite trouble. I'm trying to build something, and then we can invite trouble later. After, yeah, you're right.
That's what building something is inviting trouble.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
See, well, that's French Revolution.
Damn it! Stop being right.
Both of them.
All right, so there's that, and I can leave that for Jacob Wayne. He can go check it out. So that's an idea. I had this idea of like, can I just jump in? Of basically making it into a little, not a museum, but basically like info on how Den works. Because anybody who's in the metaverse already is gonna be more interested in like how Den works than the average person probably. So we could talk about how to set up, maybe tutorials and stuff can be hosted in there. This is not letting me like load stuff up. I guess it's not working like it used to work. So I'll just get rid of it and go back later. But yeah, so we'll do stuff with it. Jacob Wayne, if you want to get involved with that on Decentraland, like I could even, like if you have time for it and you want to take it on, I can even sign over. There's like two ways that you can like own an estate. You can own it outright, and you can also assign somebody as a designer or architect or builder or something. So I could assign someone who's interested in basically a role that doesn't allow you to sell it to somebody, but you can modify it any way you want and build stuff. So let's definitely talk about, anybody has ideas on what to use that space for. It's a 1x2. It's got multiple floors. You can build vertical. You can do all the things. So I just want to highlight that. All right. And then I'll pop in after the show to talk more about that with Jacob Wayne. But that's where it's at. All right. We talked about new layers. We talked about the questions and the replies. We talked about how to find love. And we even discussed the weather a little bit. And I think that that's about everything that I can think of to chat about this morning.
We talked about how to find love.
We talked about how to find love.
That on the show?
What's that?
Have we talked about that before on the show, or is that the first time?
We have now.
I'm pretty sure we have. I know I've told that story before. Or at least I'm pretty sure. So something I wanted to ask about or talk about was one, I think you brought it up already, but I wanted to hype that the game show 2.0.
Yeah.
Over at World Blockchain Roundtable. I am excited for that. I have no clue what this is going to look like right now. And I guess it's going to be entirely based off of the questions. Was the proposal is that like all of the game shows are based off of the questions. So if you want, it says for mini games for each reply.
Oh yeah. So, I don't know how that's going to work. How does that work?
I'm going to be making a bunch of fake accounts and posting replies if nobody does anything. So get in there, or just post a bunch of anonymous ones. Yeah, and just like reply about like either like no matter what somebody posts, I'll turn it into a game. If it's a question, I can turn it into a game. If it's a suggestion, I'll turn it into a game. If it's something else, I'll turn it into a game. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It'll be great.
Because it was kind of just left up to you, I think. Like the suggestion was like, do what you got to do to make it work.
I think that's what it was kind of like suggested, right? It was like, do what you have to do to make it work. But also, I think Joe wants me to like interact more with the replies to get more replies. So go in there and like reply, like go talk to shit, and I'll make it worth. And I'll make it cool. It'll be cool.
It did definitely work pretty well last time. So any iteration on that would be great.
Yeah, I'm posting links to it as well right now. So if you go to the Den layer, you can check out like videos that I'm posting of like clips from World Blockchain Roundtable and Coffee with Den of fun things that we've been doing. And then what was the other thing? Oh yeah, so this week the proposal is fraud.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to think. This is interparable some shit.
Is it like how to like prevent fraud? Like how does, because like
it was fighting fraud in cryptocurrency industry.
Got you. Yeah. Okay. Just in general. Yeah. That's an interesting conversation just because of how many times people think that the recent collapses of certain crypto companies had anything to do with crypto. So I'm sure we'll talk about how like the difference between fraud, like blockchain enabled fraud versus plain old good old fashioned fraud. That'll be a topic of discussion.
Yeah.
How you can apply, I don't know, like actually when FTX collapsed, that wasn't the result of crypto at all. Like they were letting people buy and they were trading crypto on their platform, but they weren't using blockchain or cryptocurrency at all. Because if they were, they wouldn't have been able to do what they were doing, So that's probably going to be a point of discussion for sure.
Yeah. So I'm gotta figure out. So here's the thing. There's like a little bit of a new format there, right? Where like we're having some fun in the show, and I gotta figure out like some little games and questions and stuff. But I don't know too much about fraud and cryptocurrency, so. If you guys have suggestions,
we can chat about it.
Links and stuff, you can throw them in Coffee with Den to keep them secret from everybody else.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm gonna make it to where I should be able to have this allow post. Everybody can already reply.
So why wasn't it me? Or is it just? Are you just switching?
I think the way that World Blockchain Roundtable is set up is only World Blockchain Roundtable, the account, can post unless someone else is specifically identified to be able to post. So I'm going to come in here this is in the same settings menu I showed earlier.
Do I need a governance thing?
It's a governance thing. Yep. So I can come in here and I can say.
No, do I need to propose a governance thing, or can we just fucking do it?
No, that's what I'm. For making you allowed to post?
Yeah.
No, I have to do it through this way. So I propose that. Oh, description. All the way back up here.
Can you do post and video? Because I need to be able to post a video.
You should be able to post video as long as I make it to where you can post. It should automatically let you post video.
Okay.
But I'll try it. I'll try it.
One of the things was like video. So that's
but I'm saying those are already, I think the way it's currently programmed, I'll just turn them all on. Boom, 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 boom. You don't need to torrent. All right, propose. Oh, I got to do a description.
Yeah. Let John post shit.
Per World Blockchain Roundtable DAO, hosts can posts in this layer, not lair. Proposal to allow T-Swift or DAI to post in this layer.
I have no authority there, so I can't go down with that at a spike.
Holders. All right, propose. Boom, successfully proposed. Now, if you go and look in your governance section, John T. Swift,
So yeah.
you should. Mine won't show up because I proposed it, but if I click on the quill or the pin
Got
here or the feather, shows up. So you can go vote on that. Cool. We got
I
2
voted.
voters. Boom. So that's how we do that.
Cool.
So thanks for the
Well,
question.
there it is.
And it looks like since we've been sitting here, we have Hyperion Frequency filling out proposals too. We only ever exist. Banner change. I'm going to say no, actually, because so we only ever exist in the moment. The current event happens through us. Banner change proposal to change. Currently, there's no banner. This is a great banner, but I already voted for the Ukraine-Russia thing, so I'm going to commit no on this. Feel free to disagree with me and vote for it. That's fine. That's how it works. But I'm going to go with thinking I'm probably going to just stick with like voting for making the avatar and the banner update as the current thing updates. So right now it's almost going to pass to where we have the banner and the avatar as the Ukraine-Russia war. And we can't have 2 banners at the same time, so I got to pick one. All right. So that's like a second demo, I guess. Yeah. I forgot what else I was talking about. You were talking about World Blockchain. I was trying to get you the ability to post in there, and in the process, I forgot what we were talking about. What do you got, John?
Cool. I was reading something that Jacob Wayne posted. That's fine.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool. Yeah. Is there anything else that?
No, I was thinking we can roll out of here.
Yeah,
and get on with
roll
stuff.
out of here early.
I'm gonna. Well, if an hour and 42 minutes in is early, then yeah.
How far are you in Hogwarts Legacy, by the way, Dave?
Oh God!
You guys are gonna make me buy that game.
I finished the main story, and I've had absolutely zero desire to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's going to have that kind of effect, but I have been kind of itching to replay through it again because now that it's got a lot of performance increases and a lot of good mods, so I might go through it again. I need to get to like the end of the year part because I finished the main story and there's like an end of year thing. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, just go after it like you do a Bethesda game. Once you play it in a way that's fun and the way that it was intended to be played by the developers. Mod it out, fly around on a banana, do stupid shit. Have fun with it in a different way.
Exactly where I'm at. And also it's partially because I decided to start a little Stardew Valley playthrough. So now when I'm sitting on my couch, I'm like, do I want to go think about fighting wizards or do I want to just go water my crops real quick?
So you turned it into Farmville?
Have you not bought Stardew Valley?
Me?
Either of you?
What
I've definitely watched it. I know what the game is.
I would highly recommend. It's definitely one of those that it's an older one now, but there's some good mods for it. And even without, it has a really good gameplay loop. So I didn't expect there to be combat, but you fight a bunch of creatures in the caves. I love
Stardew this Valley. Game.
Oh, it's so cute.
Also, No Man's Sky is on sale, 50% off on Steam right now.
Yes, sir.
And what is it called? South Park. The South Park games are 90% off right now.
Yeah, as they should be.
And
they're fun.
I love the first one. The first one was so good.
Yeah, what is it? The Stick of Truth, Destiny. Yeah, Stick of Destiny. Yeah.
Totally. And I want to get the next one. I think I'm gonna buy it and play it while Dakota's gone. So it'll be great.
I was talking to my psychologist about how I like to play video games, but I don't ever have time for it. It makes me sad. And she gave me good advice. You know what she said? Basically told me to grow up and be organized enough to schedule time for it. And I was like, oh, you know what? You're right. I could just do that. Because my strategy usually is to just at any point in time, if I feel like, all right, I don't feel like either doing productive stuff anymore or I have an opportunity, I'll just sit down and start playing a video game. Yeah. Which is not it's usually not I don't know. I don't have enough. I don't make enough time for it anymore. So I'm going to start scheduling time to play to get it out of my system.
There you go. Nice.
Are we really at that point in our lives where we're scheduling?
That's where, yeah. And I was like, man, that is such a like, yeah, you're right. I'm
Well, like
older now.
I have like certain time slots that I would normally play at. You know what I mean? Like,
It's not like a hardcore schedule, but it's like, hey, this is John Branch's free creative time, and sometimes that's playing video games, sometimes that's playing guitar, sometimes that's whatever else. So there it is.
Yeah, usually my like after work from like 6 to like 8ish. I'm like, yeah, I'll do something. Then I'm falling asleep because I'm a giant child.
Yeah, sleep is so annoying. Think about how much you could do in those hours if you didn't have to sleep.
Tired.
I think about that a lot.
If we didn't like get tired and feel tired.
Yeah, if we weren't a species that just decided to go unconscious for arguably half the time we're on the planet.
Yeah.
Although, if that were the case, we would probably just have longer work days.
Yeah, they just make us work longer. Oh my
just
god!
Have more expectations of.
Yeah, let's make it dystopian.
Just be like elves and just meditate for 4 hours instead.
Yeah, and live for thousands of years or whatever.
Yeah. Sounds cool.
All right. On that note, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Let's start that conversation. Gravity Crab over in the history.
Yeah, I was
layer.
actually going to say we should probably. Well, you need to get with me at some point, anyways. So.
Yeah. We'll chat about that. Let's do stuff in the gaming layer. I got to go check and see if anyone's claimed that wallet yet in No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, if it, saying it's on sale there, maybe not. If not, I know Alxon's came close, but never went through and claimed it. But they did post proof that they were there. I think they were in a different game mode because I remember they didn't see my base. And you can go to the same location, but your base won't be there if you're not in the right game mode. So make sure you're in normal mode if you go try to do that. And it's in the Euclid Galaxy. What else can I think of? Go to World Blockchain Roundtable in that layer and look at the upcoming topic on preventing fraud. Go to the Dragon Chain layer and check out yesterday's episode of Super Happy Dragon Lucky. There's updates on Den and on Dragon Chain in there. Go to the Den.social layer. And if there's not already, there will be a post very soon for tomorrow's Den.social call. We're going to be talking about the new layers that were created and also some discussion on the mobile app. And there's something else on the agenda. I forget what it is offhand. So go look for that. Leave a question in that post if you want for discussion on the governance call. And last but not least, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central. John, you going to be able to host tomorrow? You around?
Yeah, man.
Cool. John's hosting.
We just talked about how I got to go make up shit for fraud stuff.
That's how you commit fraud, is you make shit.
Yeah, I got it.
He's already on the topic.
I came up with one idea today that was actually pretty good, that I was pretty proud of. That's usually how it works. So now I got to work on that today.
And I think, on that topic, there were two proposals. One was to make John the host as often as he can make it to be the host on a recurring basis because you do such a good job hosting. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And the other one was to change the format of that show entirely, where instead of the first 30 minutes,
changed. It's a little different.
You're right. Entirely is the wrong word. I did not mean to use that one. I stand corrected. We changed the format considerably, substantially, noticeably.
We got rid of current events.
That's a huge change, dude.
We changed.
Think about how often. Yeah, think about how often current events bleeds into the entire show.
Current events is usually just the show.
Yeah. So instead of doing current events at the beginning,
you got rid of the show as a whole. Is what you're telling me?
Basically.
You know what? Shut up. We're going to put current events at the end. And it's going to, instead of being on YouTube and Den, it's going to be on Twitter Spaces. So we're going to do the show straight for an hour, and then after we'll do like an after show, and where people can hang out on the Twitter Spaces for as long as they want. So we probably will do that starting tomorrow. and that'll be interesting. It'll be hosted on Dragon Chain's Twitter, and they've got like 41,000 followers or something. So that should be cool. That's what I got, and that's my updates. Anything else? Last words?
Do I have anything today? No, not really.
Cool. If you're looking for somebody, you go check out my website. I made it, and then nobody's ever gone to it. So if you're bored, go check it out. This is my website. It does stuff. You can click on tabs. That's a picture of me.
It's got this. This is good.
Yeah.
I do writing things and workshops and stuff. So check it out. And if you need any writers for any stuff, let me know, because I'm looking for work. So I'm happy to help out and use my services to help out.
Tell your friends, you know somebody.
Yeah, especially people here. Like I'd rather work for somebody who's active on Den and kind of in that same mindset compared to some random person on the internet.
Well, we need more
of
that. Yeah, we need more of that, like writers, creators, that kind of thing.
And if you can think of ways to improve the website, let me know, because I am not a website person. This is my best attempt at a Wix website. So there it is.
Right on. Thanks. I'll tell anybody who tells me they need a writer. I'll be like, I know a guy. I can hook you up.
There it is. The only thing, it has to be in English. So I can't do anything else other than English mostly.
Sounds like Hyperion Frequency will be on the Twitter Spaces tomorrow, so that's awesome.
He said I'm going to create a new Twitter, and I was completely in a different mindset there. I was like, wait, we're
like a new app?
I got this for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it today. I'm just going to make a new Twitter today.
Yeah, I'm going to get on that. Yeah. With any luck, we can sell it by tomorrow.
Yeah, Elon's in the market for, he wants another one. He doesn't like Twitter anymore.
Multi-Twitter.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys and gals, and everything that is not included in guys and gals, everybody. All right, humans, let's get out of here and meet back up on some other thing. I'll see you again next week. If you have topic ideas for next week, post them in the coffee layer. All right?
Sounds good.
All right.
Everybody enjoy
Bye,
your
y'all.
week.
Bye.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.